Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. That is too much excitement.
Good morning.
Turn it up. All right. Good to see everybody. How is everybody?
Good.
Good. Good. Thanks for coming. Just letting people get in. They are tearing up the pavement outside. Let's hope that doesn't disrupt us too much. We'll get that. Good. Good. All right. August 30th, 2023. Let's talk real estate. Century 21 North Star. Is everybody in the right place? Did you log into the wrong meeting this morning? Okay. Get that. People coming in. That's good. Let's see. So this is not really a social media post. This is a kind of a recruiting post. We have a knowledgeable, dedicated team to help you succeed. And there's a nice picture of what they look like. But of course, the team is your management team, which may they may look different than the models. All right, I have a message today, and I've been bringing you messages from the Mike Ferry retreat in July in Las Vegas that we just got back from, and he's been giving us some review pointers from it. And so I'll just go through these because there were some really good ones that he came up with for this week. And the first one is that discipline will take you places that motivation does not, and in many cases cannot. The discipline to do your job each day, to follow your schedule, to do your contacts, to do your lead follow-up, to make sure you're prepared by pre-qualifying every buyer and seller in depth. If you're listing a property, having a strong business-oriented pre-listing package, practicing your scripts and dialogues, whether it be a buyer or a seller negotiating a contract, the discipline of doing your job is going to take you places the motivation simply cannot take you. And that's a really good point, is because motivation only takes you so far. Motivation wears off like aspirin. Okay, you take it, your headache's gone, you feel good, and then it wears off. But discipline is pretty much putting the plan in action that you were motivated to do, all the things you were motivated to do and know you want and that you feel good. That's the discipline that will get you there where you want to go. So that's a really great statement. Another one I love is enjoy every contact you make. Enjoy every lead that you get. Enjoy every appointment you go on. Enjoy every disappointment you have. That's key. As all of these are learning experiences for you. Learn to enjoy the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's plenty of it. Learn to enjoy those that are very accepting of what you say. Now, they're really jewels when you find people like that. So just remember to enjoy the moment. It is a process. It's our job. We want to do this for the good and the bad because we enjoy all of it. And this one got a good laugh from the crowd. What keeps a person poor, as in P-O-O-R, and not what gets them to, pour another drink, P-O-U-R. And so this is funny. He's giving you instructions on how to stay poor. If you want to stay poor, spend most of your time on social media and not talking to people. If you want to stay poor, have no passion for accomplishing something for yourself and your family, or stay continually in your comfort zone. That'll keep you poor. And if you want to stay poor, keep looking for magic formulas. Because in our business, we're in a business of magic formulas, magic answers, magic pills, magic wands. These are all things that companies and people are trying to sell you, but they're really not the answer. Talking to people is the answer. It's right there. Another one is we don't grow when things are easy. That's something we got to remember because things ain't always easy. We grow when things are challenging and difficult. We don't grow when things are easy. Yeah, you've accomplished the listing, you've made the sale, you've got a big commission check, and we're all happy about that. But it's the ones you didn't get is where you learn the most. And that's absolutely true. And here's a statement. It's just kind of a random quote. Selling real estate is the lowest paid easy work and the highest paid hard work that there is. And you can see how that works. If you just do it easy, do it the easy way, the pay is very low. If you do it the hard way, you can see how much the pay could be. So if you're willing to put in the effort, the hard work to get the results that I know you want. And then finally, it's kind of a silly statement, and I think his father told it to him. There are more nuts than there are squirrels to eat them, which means there's plenty to go around as far as leads go and people go. Or simply stated, don't get attached to your leads. So I have a whole thing on lead follow-up. I don't know if we'll get to today, but it is all about leads and what's a lead to you and what does a lead mean to you and what do you do with it. That attachment to leads is one of the downfalls because we get a lead that's really good, but then they're saying to us, we don't want to do anything for at least 4 to 5 months. Well, then why are you calling them every week if they're not doing anything for 4 to 5 months? Well, I want them to remember me. Okay, well, why don't you take the time that you're following up on that lead that's 4 to 5 months out and go find a lead with somebody who wants to do something in the next 5 to 7 days or something more immediate and do something else with that lead, put it on another program. Is anybody in your neighborhood going to list their home for sale in the next 5 to 7 days? The answer is probably yes. But the question is, are they going to call you? And the answer is probably no. And then the next question is, are you going to call them? And if the answer is no, that's something you can do something about. You can call them. And remember, treat your business like a business. And so I come out of this conference very motivated, as if I was in a Tony Robbins conference or as if I was listening to the Dalai Lama or something like that. So you come floating out of the conference, but you got to put things into place that will keep that going. So I'm already looking forward to the next conference to get another boost. Okay, let's have a look at our listings. Okay, let's pull up the entire Northwest region, which you can see we are everywhere. We are everywhere. Kung, how is it? How are things in Portland?
Things in Portland are trucking along.
Yeah.
No new listings, but we have a closing by Kathy Goff. She closed last week.
Thank you.
We have, yeah, congrats to Kathy. We have a couple new transactions. Tomas Sepulveda went under contract a couple days ago. Lena is working on getting another one put together. This will be her 4th one this month if she can. And yeah, a couple of closings coming up as well. So I'll announce those when those happen.
Okay. Okay, excellent. Longview Kelso. I know I've seen quite a bit of activity recently. What's happening?
What's happening? We've been busy.
I see that.
Our production went up like 300% this month. So top that.
Yeah.
Very good.
We got a couple new listings this week. Jane Dar listed one in Winlock. It's a really cute little house. And Steve listed one in Vancouver.
Okay. Is this it?
Um,
Lovely brick.
Mhm.
yes.
Okay.
Nice.
450. And that's in Vancouver.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Nice.
That's a good looking house. Oh. Did he counsel them? Did he do the kitchen counter speech?
Just dirty dishes. Oh well, it's gonna sell at that price. It don't matter.
It'll sell at that price. There you go. You don't have to lecture them.
It is
The
a
irony
wonderful, yeah, it is a wonderful little home.
The irony is you see this all the time, but not with such a nice kitchen. I mean, he's got new appliances. It's
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's their decor though. So look at that's their decor. Okay, good. Well, good luck, Steve. I know that'll sell at that price. Okay.
That second one down there on Arden is Jane's, and that's a really cute little house.
That is cute. Yeah, I was looking at that.
Has a lot of curb appeal.
Mhm.
That's
That's a
nice.
pretty kitchen too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice gray kitchen.
Yes.
That is good, but that's a good photograph. Palm trees are a little deceptive. Looks like it's in the Caribbean.
Oh, the little palms. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, good, Jane. What's happening in Vancouver?
Well, all over Vancouver. I have Woodland, Washougal still listed. Beautiful homes, getting activity. So I'm hopeful we'll get something soon on those. And still have the one in Westland going. Also, I have two coming soon in there. I have one split level in Cascade Park that will be listed for about $525. That one will go live on September 13th. And I
Good.
have another, it's it's coming soon now. And also another coming soon was a new house my client just I think in 2014, and that one will be 460. So those two will be both going live. They're getting everything ready, and they have already purchased a house in Salem that they're moving to. So those ones we will be selling. So hopefully we get lots of interest, and they can do it quickly once it goes live. I closed a deal, a buyer closed with me on Friday, so that was exciting. And that's all for right now. I think
That's
we're
all for
gonna have we have some buyers working right now, but hoping to get them into escrow soon.
Stay tuned.
Mhm.
Very good. Mario, anything new in Caldwell?
Yes, Jeff is working on a couple listings. And right now we have Lee, who wrote up an offer in Nampa for about $375. We have Augie that closed one yesterday for about $338, and he should close another one on Thursday for $749. I have a new listing for about $550 that's going to go on the market on Friday. And I put in an offer yesterday on a new house for $425, $750. I have a potential listing coming up in about 2 weeks for about $850.
Nice.
Excellent. And
It looks like we got a new agent in Idaho this morning as well, Isaac.
Yes.
I signed him up this morning. I've been talking to him over the past few weeks, and he came in. We had a meeting this morning, and I signed him up, so he's getting all his paperwork done today.
Nice.
He
Isaac
just
Very
came
nice.
out, he just came
Well,
out of
let's
real
hear
estate
that.
school, so he's excited.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
well,
Really
let's
fun.
share that, managers. I think some other managers sign people up.
I did. I just signed Ivan Mora yesterday. And
Portland.
I think we already announced Cassandra, Christy, and Woody. So Ivan, and then I have a husband-wife team Xiomara and her husband coming in next Friday.
Yeah,
Nice.
Christy's in Vancouver. She's getting her first listing. It'll go live on Friday.
Nice.
All right. A new group, the new class is coming.
Here they come. Yes,
Be nice to them.
that's right. I think that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Very good. Some stability in what's a bit of a slow time, but that's good activity. We want to fill up the map. Okay. I've got down here, I've got company events here. So Nick, did you go on the property tour yesterday for the Portland office?
I did. Yes. Anayeth and I went to Belmont and Mount Tabor, and it was wonderful. We went through a historic Masonic lodge that's been turned into it also used to be an old telephone company building, but anyways, it's now been turned into lofts at about 50th and Belmont, and that was beautiful. And interesting, just a big warehouse, brick warehouse lofts.
Yeah.
And then a beautiful home up on Mount Tabor.
Okay.
And that was stunning with panoramic views of the city. And then we were down in Creston Woodstock as well, and that was just a cute little cottage. So it's fun getting out, chatting with agents.
It is fun, and it's very beneficial to know the inventory and to know your area and what's out there. So good.
Yes.
So keep doing that. Other branches, consider that if that's something that would fit into your routine.
Yeah, if you don't have broker tours, open houses on the weekend, it's really fun to get to chat with the other agents and see each other. It's been a few years. It's fun. It's really fun.
Right. Any lunch and learns? I think I know of one.
Yeah, tomorrow, Portland office at 12 p.m. Old Republic Title will be here presenting about mediation and arbitration.
Oh, how exciting.
Right. I think it'll be a good topic. Hopefully you'll never have to experience, your clients will never have to experience going through mediation and arbitration, but at least you'll be familiar with the process.
All right.
So,
okay.
Lunch and continuing education will be provided for Oregon brokers. So,
great.
come join us.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. How is the market? Market's a little different today. But let's, as experts in the market, let's review some of the key points. And interest rates are up. So they're up to 7.23. And so that's what we've been talking about all year, is that there would be a slow crawl up. And it has been a slow crawl up, a little drop down, up, down, up, down. And that's where we are today. The benchmark, the average rate on a 30-year fixed is 7.23, and that's a slight 0.14 up over last week. The 15-year rate is better, but of course, the payment's quite a bit more. So here's just so you're ready for what's in the news and what's going to be on the CNN tonight. It's the highest 30-year rate since July of 2001. And there's a whole generation of people, of buyers, of sellers out there. That's all they know is low rates. There's a whole generation of people like me who, 7, that's fine. I'll pay 7. Great. I've seen worse. I've paid 8, 9, 10. So, but it is what it is. It is not likely to go down to any significantly low number again. And so, counsel your clients that those were unicorn years of 2, 3, 4, and even 5, that we're not likely to ever see those again. And inflation is bouncing around. I know the Fed wants it at below 2, and it's hovering in that area. So I don't know what they're waiting for. Nobody knows what they're waiting for. They should just slash that rate and they'll lower interest rates. write to your local congressman. I have all the market action and market reports posted here as of July. Those are the summaries from the multiple listings. And I go through them when we first get them. So we've done that. Also, for those of you who haven't seen it, this blog here, is it a buyer's or seller's market? They are great talking points when talking to your clients about what kind of market we're in, whether in a buyer or seller's market. Seller's market, it all has to do with the inventory according to this chart. There are other factors, but the inventory here, 1 to 3 months is a seller's, 3 to 6 months is a balanced market between a buyer and a seller, and over 6 months of inventory is definitely a buyer's market. We're in a more complicated market today because we got high interest rates and rising prices. How does that happen? I don't know, but it's happening. It shouldn't happen. It should be, those two should oppose each other. But we got them both right now, so it's a special time. Okay. But the NAR Economist has a great report this week on existing home sales and what they are doing.
Okay, let's see what they have to say.
Yeah.
July 2023 existing home sales fall as mortgage rates increase and inventory constraints continue. NAR released a summary of existing home sales data showing that housing market activity this July declined 2.2% from July 2023. July's existing home sales reached a 4.07 million seasonally adjusted annual rate. July sales of existing homes weakened 16.6% from July of 2022. So they are down from last year.
Yeah, from last year, right?
The median, national median existing home price for all housing types reached $406,700 in July, up 1.9% from a year ago. So prices are still going up from last year. You can see that in the next chart. Regionally, though, in July, 3 of the 4 regions showed price growth from a year ago. North, Midwest, and the South changed, but the West region was flat. And you can see that from the chart. As you can see, the very last bars, the West wasn't changed at all from last year. $610,500 was the median home price. July's inventory of unsold listings as of the end of the month was up 3.7% from last month, standing at 1.1 million homes for sale. Compared with July of 2022, inventory levels were down 14.6%. It'll take 3.3 months to move the current level of inventory in the current sales at the current sales pace, well below the desired pace of 6 months. Inventory conditions continue to be a challenge for potential home buyers. Definitely not enough inventory. We want to get more of those listings, so make those calls. It takes approximately 20 days for a home to go from listing to a contract in the current housing market. A year ago, it took 14 days.
Well, 20 days still sounds fast.
For sure, for sure.
A year ago, it was 14.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
From a year ago, all 4 regions had double-digit declines in sales in July. The Northeast had the biggest dip, followed by the Midwest, which fell 20%. The South decreased, followed by the West, which was down 12.5%. Compared to June 2023, 3 of the 4 regions showed declines in sales. Only the West had an incline of 2.7%. The Northeast region had the biggest decline, followed by the Midwest, and the South had the smallest reduction in sales from last month. So, that's a good sign for the West, increase in sales from last month.
It is a good sign. So at least we're in the right place. Mm-hmm. So congratulations. You all chose well. All chose well with where you want to be. Well, thank you.
Of course.
That's what we need to know. At least we're in the right place. Even though the market is continuing a slow. All right, but what does it mean here? What does it mean to us in our local area? So on our productivity hub on the left here, how's the market? And these are updated weekly. And I'm going to try to increase the size. And Nick, how's the market in the Portland metro area?
Well, we are seeing a slight decrease in home prices nationwide as interest rates continue to slow trend upwards. However, this continues to be a seller's market due to the shortage of available housing and signs of reluctance to purchase from buyers. In Portland, average days on the market is down to 33 days. So that's interesting. That continues to go down from 60 days, so halfway. The median home prices have decreased 3.2% over last year. The median home sold price in the Portland metro is $532,500. The interest rates are currently up to 7.23 and are expected to fluctuate up and down over time. It's a great time to buy. You're dating the rate, you're marrying the home with all that equity, and that just helps you move up in this world.
It's all good.
It is.
It's all good. Now's the time. There it is in black and white.
Well, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shauna, how are things in Clark County and the Vancouver area?
Well, we are seeing a slight decrease in home prices nationwide as interest rates continue a slow trend upwards. However, this continues to be a seller's market due to the shortage of available housing and signs of reluctance to purchase from buyers. Average days on market is up 34 days and from 33 days, so 1 day, and the median home price has decreased 1% over last year. The median home sold price in the area is $525,000. Interest rates are currently at 7.23% and expected to fluctuate over time. This is a great time to list. While it is still favorable to sellers, buyers also see benefit of dropping prices and stabilizing interest rates.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So now 2 out of 2 realtors say it's a good time to list or sell. Let's see if this trend.
We're in agreement.
Yeah, they're in agreement 100%. Cheryl, how are things in Longview and Kelso?
Well, we are seeing a slight decrease in home prices nationwide as interest rates continue a slow trend upwards. However, this continues to be a seller's market due to a shortage of available housing and signs of reluctance to purchase from buyers. Average days on the market is up to 37 days from 34 days, and median home prices have increased 8.5% over the last year. So that's great if you're a seller. The median home sold price in the area is $413,400. Interest rates are currently up to 7.23% and are expected to fluctuate over time. This is a great time to list while it is still favorable to sellers. Buyers also benefit from dropping prices, stable interest rates, more time on the market. Well, the prices aren't dropping, but there's definitely less competition.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Now we're at 3 out of 3.
Oh my goodness.
Now this market is interesting. I don't know if it's the West or the near West, because it's not doing exactly what the West Coast is doing.
No.
Mario, how's the market?
In Idaho, we're seeing a slight decrease in home prices nationwide as interest rates continue to slow trend upwards. The Boise metro area is now considered a buyer's market, which means that the supply of homes is greater than the demand for homes. The average days on the market is down to 29 days from 47 days, and the median home prices have increased 3.7% over last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $595,000. Interest rates are currently up to 7.23 and are expected to fluctuate over time. This is a great time to list while it is still favorable to sellers. Buyers are also benefiting from dropping prices, stable interest rates, more time on the market.
All right. Okay, excellent. So now we have 4 out of 4 realtors saying it is a good time to buy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you for that. And of course, the reason we do that is because that is, as a professional real estate salesperson, you will be asked that question every day as you meet people. You'll be asked that question all day if you're talking to enough people.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend printing out your section and memorizing it. And so you will have something to say and you will appear to be the expert in real estate. That's
Mm-hmm.
why we spend time with it. There is, under training and best practices, there is some new stuff, and I just want to show it to you because these are really links for reference. Mike Ferry has I was going to fix this link, but you can go to mikeferry.com. They have a structured learning system starting on 9/14 to go over the basics of the 5-point listing program. And so that would be a condensed course in it directly from Mike Ferry. We also have it here under our blogs. Under our training blogs is the 5-point listing system. And on every Thursday morning at 9 o'clock, right here, we will discuss the 5-point listing system. So my point is, you should know the 5-point listing system. And we're very happy to teach it to you and bring it to you. Got a couple of communications. So C21 Level Up is something that you were probably emailed. And so have a look at it or come here and look at it. And it is a platform to bring you information on Moxie tools and all of the things that are in there. And so that's just started. I think we've got 2 of them. We've got this introduction here, and then we got another one today on Moxie Presents, and some helpful information on that. Did anyone get this as an email that they know of? Okay, Cheryl got it. Cheryl's a manager. Did anyone else get it?
I did.
Okay, you're a manager. Jennifer, did you get it? Okay. Okay. In any case, it's here. It's also here on this blog, on this post. So very good stuff. We also got Social 121 week 3. And social, we're doing that 9 o'clock every Tuesday. We are talking about social. And I'll bet you did this on Tuesday. Did you do this on Tuesday?
I did last Tuesday, yes.
Well, let's do it now.
Hi everyone, my name's Melissa. I'm a marketing manager with Century 21, and I am the host of this week's Social 121 series. Today we are going to teach you how to turn your personal Instagram account into a professional one. All right, so I'm going to start by opening up my Instagram account, and bottom right hand corner I'm going to select my profile picture, and then top right hand corner I'm going to select those 3 horizontal bars. I'm going to click on settings and privacy, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to select account type and tools. I'm going to click switch to a professional account, and I'm going to click continue through the information. Here I'm going to select business service as my category, and I'm going to click done. Are you a business? I've selected yes. I'm going to click next. Here's where you can add additional contact information if you'd like, and then you're going to click next. It asks you to create a Facebook page. I'm going to go ahead and click back, and then I'm going to choose to click don't connect to Facebook now. And there you have it. There's your professional Instagram account.
Okay, well, that's an idea of what happens on Tuesdays. We go through several methods of posting online and having an internet presence. And so that's just one small part of it. But those are very helpful. So looking forward to seeing the rest of those. All right. Oh, good. I get to stop talking. And Cheryl gets to start talking. What would you like to talk about, Cheryl?
We can talk about the agent scripts.
Let's do that. Agent scripts for confidence. I love that. What's it about?
Okay. It is about, hold on. Okay, so this is just up to date scripts for questions that people are asking, that are current to these times. So the scripts that were written 10 years ago or whatever are good, but sometimes people are asking questions on what's happening now. So this is more about what's happening now. And it just kind of goes through some questions. Like the first one is about foreclosures because they talk about that on the news.
They are. Yeah. And they're wrong.
Yeah.
They're not
So,
looking at the data.
yeah. So, headlines are creating fear again, saying that foreclosure filings are rising, but they don't give all the context. Of course they're rising because there wasn't any during the COVID times.
They were illegal.
Yeah. The increase is being exaggerated by the media because they're comparing the latest data to when there was a moratorium on foreclosures.
Right.
And compared to 0, even 1 is 100% increase.
That's right.
So yeah, we're still below what the market would see in more normal years, like 2017 through 19. So yeah, just kind of keep everything in context. So this gives a little script for someone who asks, or when you're asked, are we about to see a lot more foreclosures? And the answer is, it's natural for foreclosure headlines to stir anxiety, particularly if you're considering buying a home, but there's nothing to fear. Actual data paints a very different picture. Remember, foreclosures hit historic lows in 2020 and 2021 because of forbearance and other homeowner relief programs. Now that the moratorium has ended, we're seeing a rise in foreclosures. This increase was expected. Of course, there's more. Even though more foreclosures are happening than during the moratorium, we're nowhere near peak levels from the crash. We've even gone below the number of filings we'd see in more normal years, like 2015.
Right. They're low. Yeah.
Not to mention, today's buyers are more qualified, which reduces default risks. And rising home values mean many homeowners can use their equity to sell rather than face foreclosure. Let's keep in touch so I can send you information on our local market and help put the latest news into the right context for you. So there's
Very
that.
good.
And
So,
then there's a
good answer.
chart on the next page that gives a little more data. It's kind of hard to see,
Actually.
but that gives an idea of, back in 2008, 2009, where they were up really high. And then, of course, in 2020, 21, it was really low. And yes, they're going up a little bit, but it's still way below normal. Those are the kinds of things. This little chart is a good social media post to put out there with a little comment about what it means, to give people the actual facts instead of, media headlines that the news likes to give us.
Yeah.
Good way to be the market expert. It also has a blog in there that you can send out to people, your sellers, let them get some information other than you. It also talks about recording a video from that real talk scripts. It has some like this, that keeping current matters. Of course, we have to have a little advertisement for them.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so now the next question is, what's happening with home prices? So learn this script to effectively reassure your clients that the worst home price declines are behind us. Of course, last year, both media headlines and some housing experts said we'd see home prices crash. While wrong, that created a lot of fear. Looking at monthly home price data from 6 expert sources shows the worst home price declines are behind us, and they're rising again nationally. While this is the national trend, prices will always vary by market. I can help you understand the latest data specific to prices in our area too. So yeah, prices in Cowlitz County are going up. I can tell them that, and I think it said in the little, how's the market, 8.5% or something. If you've been putting off, here's the answer for your script. If you've been putting off your plans to move because you're worried about home values taking a dive, let's chat. Home prices have bottomed out and are on the upswing again. This goes to show the worst home price declines are behind us and they're rising again nationally. Looking at last year in the housing market, we can split it into 2 parts. In the first half of 2022, home prices shot up like crazy. Then when summer rolled around, there was a bit of a dip as prices corrected from the sky-high peaks we saw earlier that year. And by around September, things started leveling out, and now they're climbing again, and they have been for months. If you're curious about how this is playing out in our area, I'm your go-to for the latest information. If you want an in-depth look at home prices in our market, I can tell you exactly what's going on in our local area.
Call me,
Yes, call me now.
call me, call for action.
Yes,
Very good.
and there's another graphic for that, talking about home prices going back up.
Ah,
When I was looking at all this data, I was getting excited about when the interest rates go down, because think of all the people that have been waiting to move and sell their house and buy. So there's going to be, I predict, being a local real estate expert, that there's going to be lots of action.
Yes, I'm excited too. I'm
Yeah.
not going anywhere this winter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell houses.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting when when interest rates go down. There's going to be a ton of people that have been waiting to buy and sell.
down
Yep, a
back
lot
in.
of them are out there dipping their toes right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
now's the time to catch them. Before that happens.
Just
Start
back
talking.
into the 6s and stay there would be fine.
Yeah.
Whatever we get used to would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
remember, sorry. I was gonna say real quick though, John, remember the lady that wanted to, when she was telling me she was gonna buy a house? She emailed me again. Now it's exactly 1.2% that needs to go down before she buys a house.
That's great. Okay, 1.2%.
She's got her number.
That would
And,
be the 6% mark, like John said. Okay.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, yeah, I talked to her, Sean. I told her what to say. Stop listening to the guy on the radio. So how do
Yeah,
you
that's for
how do you rate her motivation? Pretty
A
much
0.
0.
Mhm.
Yeah, 0 motivation.
Okay, so that brings us to the next question. What's happening with mortgage rates? When people ask that, what do you say? You don't want to say, oh, they're just going up.
No.
Right.
Mortgage rates continue to be a hot topic. Everyone wants to know what will happen. And of course, nobody really knows. But to get an idea of what could happen, we can look at long-term trends. Historically, if inflation cools, mortgage rates fall. That may be why experts are projecting a slow decline in rates over the next 4 quarters. Yay!
Right.
Mortgage rates are notoriously hard to forecast, so no one knows for sure what'll happen. This is the best information the experts are sharing right now. So that's great news for us. If you've been following the news, so here's the script. If you've been following the news, chances are you've noticed the Federal Reserve's recent interest rate hikes making headlines. But how do these decisions affect you, especially if you're eyeing your dream home? The Fed has been tirelessly battling inflation. Here's where we are now. Even though there's been progress in bringing inflation down from its peak, they've continued with their interest rate hikes to prevent any risk of inflation climbing back up. As a result, the federal funds rate saw another increase late last month. Remember, these rates are different than mortgage rates. So while the Fed doesn't decide mortgage rates, their actions to ease inflation do have an impact. Historically, there's a long-term relationship between inflation and mortgage rates. Simply put, high inflation means high mortgage rates. But the inverse is also true. When inflation decreases, mortgage rates typically go down too. So if the Fed can rein in the inflation soon, we could see a drop in mortgage rates, making it more affordable for you to buy a home. Let's keep in touch so I can send you information on our market and help put the latest news into the right context for you. The market is always shifting, but I have the local tools and resources to keep you updated. Call
Excellent.
me.
That's a great thing to say.
Yes.
That's a
And
cool-
then, of course, we have the graphic
and
to
the
start
graph.
those conversations. It's good to, if you can post this on social media or send it out an email to people to start a conversation. If people comment on it, then, you know, you can talk to them.
Or record a quick video.
Yes, or record a quick video.
I think I'll do that. I like this
Donna,
one.
you should do that.
No, it's all here. It's got the text and it's got the graph.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's good, and that's all about that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, that's really good stuff. That's what we need to know today. Actually, I was going to go to Cheryl. No, I'm sorry. Shauna, I actually want to know if you would do these marriage, divorce, and inheritance.
Sure. Yeah, we often get those calls. I sent you an email. It's the wrong one. I sent you an email, so it is. Yeah,
You did. Do you have it in front of you?
I do.
Okay, well, go ahead and tell us about it and I'll post it.
Okay. So there's a question that we are going to discuss is what are the recommended guidelines for disclosure to a buyer when the sellers are divorcing and during the listing period? And the answer to that is, so long as the sellers are cooperating in the sale of the property, there is no required disclosure to the buyer. The buyers will discover the pending divorce when the buyers review the preliminary commitment for title. Thus, if sellers do not want to disclose the divorce to potential buyers prior to the execution of the PSA, listing broker should not attach the preliminary title commitment for title to the RMLS or the MLS printout, whatever. If both sellers are not cooperating in the sale of the property and the lack of cooperation by one seller has the potential to delay closing, then the sellers must make the disclosure to the buyer at the time when the buyers can react appropriately. It may impact whether the buyer wants to conduct an inspection or pay for an appraisal or lock their interest rate or give notice to a current landlord or move their belongings across the country, etc. Consideration of when a disclosure should be made to buyer will necessarily have to. Okay, I'm sorry. Consideration of when a disclosure should be made to the buyer will necessarily have to consider what delays may be caused by the non-cooperating seller and the time required to resolve those delays, along with the actions buyer may be taking in reliance on the seller's performing the PSA. Brokers should work with his or her managing broker and legal counsel for the cooperating seller to answer this important question of when to make disclosure if divorcing spouse is not cooperating in the sale. If there is any question as to where the lines should be drawn with respect to this, brokers and managing brokers should work with the firm's legal counsel to make decisions. I think if there's one party that isn't cooperating, that you should not be putting it in yet. That would be just too difficult. I mean, you could, but yeah, psych, we're selling it maybe. I mean, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of listings, not a lot, but I get a good majority of listings because of divorce. And they're not always so fun. But most of the time, they're cooperating. They may not like each other, and you may be working through some, emotions and things, but definitely you have to just keep their eyes on the goal. And if I mean, obviously you need both signatures, and that's when you're going to find out. I don't know that a lot of divorces I have done have been very, they're cooperating completely usually. That's what I find. There's only a small percentage that they're not cooperating.
I think that's true. It is a small percentage. Like you said, they both signed the listing agreement.
Mhm.
So they're already cooperating. And you can't, you don't want to anticipate what they will or won't do when you get into negotiations.
Yes.
Because that's where the problems come up. Sometimes over price. If
Right.
one person just wants to be difficult, they won't budge on price.
That's the biggest thing that comes up, is the price that they're willing to accept. And if both parties are okay proceeding and they're, going, there's no problem. The escrow can separate just how they want it. The divorce doesn't have to be final, none of that. However, purchasing is another story. That's a completely another story. I mean, that's a completely different story. So if you have a buyer that is in the middle of divorce, you need to discuss that with their lender.
Yeah.
Definitely, that will make a big difference.
Right.
The second question is, when one seller client says to keep a secret from another seller, what should listing broker do? Okay, well, the answer they have is, depending on the nature of the secret, listing broker cannot keep information confidential. Broker must completely be candid with each seller about the role that the broker must play in being candid with both of her clients. If one seller wants to not let the other seller know her new forwarding address, that's fine. Listing broker is not required to share that information. However, if one seller says that she is planning not to show up for closing and let the sale fail, broker cannot keep that information from the other seller, of course. Broker should work with her managing broker to formulate a conversation broker will have with both sellers to put them on notice of her job in communicating and sharing information necessary to facilitate the sale. She should work with her managing broker to determine information that must be shared with sellers over the protest of one of the sellers. If there is any question as to where the line should be drawn with respect to this, broker and managing broker should work with her first.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But I think right away when they say, I'm going to do something and keep it a secret, you say, a licensed person really has trouble keeping secrets. We're not, we may not be allowed to do that because you're both on the selling side.
Yeah, you're just going to have to just absorb a lot of the garbage that comes your way during this transaction, because it's going to come and you're going to hear a lot of stuff, and you're just going to keep it professional and not get into their stuff. You just, if they say, I don't want, they're going to say a lot of things, and you're just going to say, okay, well, and then just go right into whatever it needs to be done. They will thank you for that. when they're spewing at you, they're not expecting you to do anything but listen, right? It's
Ah.
it's not you're not trying to counsel them just to get their house sold. The
Yeah.
last question, real quick, I guess. The husband has inheritance of a property during the marriage. Can husband sell the property without telling his wife? What if there is an injunction that prevents the sale of the property? So there's no way that, okay, this is a Washington. It's different in every state.
Mhm.
But in Washington, it's a community state. So you're going to just have to, let me read what it says. The fact that the husband inherited the property may or may not be relevant. A divorce court can award the separate property of one spouse to the other spouse. So I guess, yeah, you're just going to need to find out more information. You can't just assume one person can sell it. So yeah, you're just going to have to see. I always refer to my escrow officer on things like
There
that
you go.
too. Yeah.
There you go. Here's the situation, and let them talk to their lawyer about it, because they're the
She'll
ones,
probably, yeah.
they're going to insure the thing.
Mhm.
It really is their decision.
Right.
But yeah, well, you don't know. There's a million scenarios. That's what lawyers are for. We don't know, but we have to find out. And you know what? They're saying they have a legal right to sell their property. They're putting that in writing, and you do rely on that. But title insurance will be different. Okay, and well, I got another video in there that I will play next week that comes from Keeping Current Matters. And Shawnee, you've made some really good videos with Keeping Current Matters. And maybe you can make a video with that stuff that we learned today about
I
why
plan
there
to.
won't be,
Yeah.
a wave of foreclosures. Unless we're wrong and there is a wave of foreclosures. We hope not. We try to bring you the best. We try to bring you the best information from all of our resources. So we appreciate everybody coming today. Thank you. We will let you get back to work, and we will see you next week. Hopefully we'll see you
Thank
tomorrow
you.
at 9 o'clock right here. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
if anybody's still there, we're about ready to start the 10-day challenge. I forgot.
Ah,
September
starting it?
6th. September 6th is when we're gonna start it.
oh, good. Okay,
So what is that? Next Wednesday?
next Wednesday. We'll bring it up again next Wednesday.
Okay,
All right, good luck with
All
that.
right. Thanks.
Wait, what's the challenge? What's the challenge?
It's 10-day challenge every day for 10 days. I give everybody tasks to do, assignments to do, and we just talk about it's making a certain amount of calls and taking, some pop buys and note cards and things like that every day for 10 days. At the
Got
end,
it.
you will have contacted like between 50 and 100 people. So it's
Oh,
good to get more,
a good thing to do. Yeah.
good thing to do to get more business. Challenge yourself
Great.
and start some habits and discipline.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.